Hello and welcome to WEBN's 2010 Spring Training Special inside the Grapefruit League from McKechnie Field in Bradenton, Florida. I'm Johnny Russo.
And I'm Daniel Sardina. We've traveled throughout the entire state of Florida, capturing all the sights and sounds from the Grapefruit League, from the Yankees to the Pirates and everything in between.
We've certainly covered a lot of ground, and we start in Fort Myers where the most surprising news broke.
That's where former Red Sox icon Nomar Garciaparra signed a one-day contract with the team.
WEBN's Dan Master tells us how Garciaparra turned around and walked away from the game of baseball.
Number 5 has come full circle. Nomar Garciaparra has joined the Red Sox once again, but only for 24 hours. The All-Star called it a career after signing a one-day minor league contract with the Red Sox. Garciaparra spent parts of 9 seasons with Boston. He announced his retirement at a press conference at City of Palms Park in Fort Myers. Afterwards, Garciaparra talked about how the warm reception he got last year on his return to Fenway swayed him towards retiring as a member of the Red Sox.
I think that ovation just showed all the appreciation that I was getting even when I left, and I think that's what really inspired me, that I knew that's where exactly I wanted to retire.
Garciaparra was the 1997 American League Rookie of the Year and won consecutive batting titles in 1999 and 2000, but he never recaptured his form after being traded by the Red Sox in 2004. Former teammate and friend Lou Merlone thinks his legacy with the Red Sox is secure.
Well, I think a lot of people, you should do is really look at what he was the first 6 years of his career here in Boston, and I think if you look at that, he's probably one of the better players to ever put that uniform on. I mean, it's historic, some of those seasons that he did have. I know it ended badly, but as a human being, you grow up, you look back at some things and maybe realize you did some of the things wrong and handle them differently. So I think he learned an awful lot from it all, but it's hard not to believe that people aren't going to look at Nomar as being probably the best shortstop to ever put that uniform on.
The news of Garciaparra's retirement reverberated throughout the baseball world. One of his former teammates, Tigers outfielder Johnny Damon, had kind words to say about Garciaparra and the Red Sox.
I think it was a class move by both the Red Sox and by Nomar. I mean, Nomar was definitely beloved in the city of Boston, and I'm glad he gets to retire at Red Sox.
Garciaparra played for 3 different teams after leaving the Red Sox, but as we saw today, his heart will always belong to Boston. Nomar will play no more. Reporting from City of Palms Park in Fort Myers, Florida, Dan Masser, WEBN.
We go from a player ending his career with the Red Sox to 2 players just starting theirs with the club.
This season's starting pitcher John Lackey and center fielder Mike Cameron joined Red Sox Nation. Every year, Dan, the Red Sox do not rebuild, they just reload.
Yeah, you got that right, Johnny, and I got a chance to head down to Fort Myers and talk with the 2 newest players of the Red Sox.
Center fielder number 23, Mike Cameron.
Mike Cameron has seen a lot in his big league career. At 37, he's considered old, and although he may not really be old, he's certainly experienced. When he makes his season debut for the Red Sox, it will be his 7th organization in 15 years of Major League Baseball. And even though Cameron plays like a seasoned veteran, he's got the excitement of a rookie.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the challenge is there already, when you sign on the dotted line to come here and play. But the fact that I get a chance to go out and compete in one of the most electrifying places in the game on an everyday basis is going to be pretty special.
One of the reasons Cameron did sign on that dotted line was to play for a championship. The center fielder has accomplished a lot in his career, including 3 Gold Gloves. He's also one of 15 players to ever hit 4 home runs in the same game, and just the 20th player in baseball history to steal 250 bases and hit 250 home runs. But there's one thing he hasn't had a chance to do: hold up a World Series trophy. But if you ask this veteran, it's just another year.
It's like any other year you look forward to hopefully going out and competing and giving yourself an opportunity to get to the playoffs to play for the big trophy. We know that it's very difficult here in a sense of the caliber of teams that's in the same division. So you have to be on your game pretty much consistently. But there's a lot of talent in the room, and hopefully the talent gels the way it's supposed to give ourselves an opportunity to go out and do it.
The organization already seems happy about the way the team is gelled in Florida. Just ask the president and CEO of the Sox, Larry Lucchino.
And we're very pleased about the way everyone's come together at spring training. There's a nice blending of the old and the new, and I think that we've strengthened our pitching staff, we've strengthened our defense, and I think overall we're strengthening the depth of the team as well.
That pitching staff may not have needed to be strengthened, but it certainly got a boost when the Sox signed John Lackey. Lackey won the World Series as a rookie back in 2002 and says this Sox team is good enough to win it all.
I mean, we got the potential, to go as far, as anybody. I mean, we got a chance to, to win the whole thing for sure. But you got to do, the day-to-day stuff. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves, and keep working hard here, and take it one game at a time, and hopefully we end up there.
With the additions of Mike Cameron and John Lackey, the Red Sox improve in an area they value more than any other: run prevention. With Cameron's defensive prowess and Lackey's top-of-the-rotation stuff, the Sox should be stifling opposing offenses all year long. From the city of Palms Park in Fort Myers, Florida, I'm Daniel Sardina, WEBN Sports.
Garciaparra's retirement is certainly huge news, but so is manager Bobby Cox's decision to retire after 25 years as Atlanta Braves' manager. WEBN's Evan Anderholm reports on how the Braves are playing with a sense of urgency this season.
This is the last year Bobby Cox will hear these sounds as a manager. He's been managing the Atlanta Braves for 25 years, but will call it quits at the end of the season. And he wants to be remembered more for the team he managed than anything else.
Just that, we were a good organization. We played the game professionally and gave everything we had, and it's been quite the ride. I've been very fortunate to hang around a great organization like that as long as I have.
Braves first baseman Troy Gloss is new to Atlanta, but he knows Cox's history and the respect he demands from his players.
Bobby's one of those guys, when he speaks, people listen. He's got a tremendous amount of knowledge of the game and a winning pedigree. It's an honor to play for him.
Cox has spent more than 50 years in baseball. He'll leave as the 4th winningest manager of all time, and as Braves center fielder Nate McLeod says, the team wants to send Cox out with one last hurrah.
Yeah, I think so, because he's done so much for Atlanta and for the game of baseball that I'm sure we'd like nothing more than to send him out a winner.
Pitcher Tim Hudson knows this year means a lot to the organization. He says he sees a sense of urgency in the team to win one more time for Cox.
I think more so this year is I think guys are really understand the the magnitude of this being his last year and wanting to go out there and not only win for ourselves in the city of Atlanta, but obviously for him.
Bobby Cox is the only manager in Major League history to record 14 consecutive division titles. He also holds the record for the most division crowns with 15. And what better way for the Braves to send him out than with number 16 and a push deep into the playoffs. For WEBN Sports, I'm Evan Anderholm.